there, I'm the librarian, and I'm here to tell you another story. Today I'm going to tell you about the story of Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Well, once upon a time, a girl was walking through the... You know, I bet you've heard that story before, so I'm going to tell you one that you haven't heard. This is the story of Goldi Wig and the Three Bruins. Well, once there was this girl, Mary, although nobody ever called her that. Everyone called her Goldilocks because of her long golden locks of curly hair. Well, those that didn't know her called her that. Those that knew her called her Goldi Wig because she had this brown hair she didn't like and she bought a gold wig. She heard that maybe blondes had more fun than brunettes. So anyway, Goldi Wig was out of the woods geocaching his treasure hunt when all of a sudden her GPS device lost its signal. Now, instead of standing still until she was able to reconnect with the satellite, she started wandering the woods until she was completely lost. Now, she was about to start a signal fire, which might have burned down the woods, but at least Smokey the Bear would have seen her and told her where she was. Anyway, when she saw this house, what she didn't know was that this particular house belonged to the Three Bruins. Okay, usually they're called bears, but they were from Boston. Now, I know what you're going to say. Bears don't live in houses. Well, normally that's true, but it seems Papa Bruin is a general contractor when he's not hibernating. Anyway, Goldi Wig went to the house to use the phone, but when she got there, she found that the house was empty, and she couldn't find a landline anywhere. All that she found was a receipt for a hockey game from ticketplace.com. A hockey game? Are you kidding me? Anyway, just the second, Goldi Wig's tummy grumbled, and she realized she hadn't had anything to eat since the protein bar this afternoon. So she went to the fridge and found a bowl of honey oatmeal. She put some in a bowl and tasted it, but it was too cold. She put it in the microwave and nuked it for 75 seconds, but then it was too hot. So she put some in another bowl and nuked it for just 50 seconds, and it was just right. She washed it down with a glass of homemade berry wine that she found hidden in the back of the second shelf. Well, by this time, the long walk, the fresh air, the honey oatmeal, and the berry wine was all starting to make her feel a bit woozy. So she wandered back into the den, where she found a widescreen TV and 3 chairs. No sofa to be found anywhere. Now, what's that all about? So she sat in the first chair. She felt uncomfortable, so she got up, but she was stuck in it. Extra sit-ups tomorrow, she thought to herself. She went to the second chair, but without any way to rest her feet, she moved to the third chair, which was an overstuffed leather lazy guy recliner. And soon she kicked her legs up and she was out, like a desk lamp during a blackout. Anyway, due to the effects of the wine, she never woke up, and the Three Bruins came in through the front door. Junior was whining because the battery of his J-Pod player went out during the second period, and he actually had to watch the hockey game. They headed into the kitchen. Mama Bruin was confused because she was pretty sure she had washed the dishes before they left the house. Yet here were 2 dirty bowls. Papa Bruin was thirsty because he refused to buy more than one $12 beer at the arena. But when he pulled out his berry wine, he found the bottle empty. He was about to cuff Junior upside the head for underage drinking, or at least for not leaving any for him, when he realized that Junior had been with him all day. His attention was diverted by a noise from the den. It sounded like a snore. Mama Bruin wanted to call the police because of a home invasion, but Papa Bruin turned and quietly crept into the den, pushing Junior in front of him. Now that's one brave bear not. Anyway, they passed the 2 out-of-place chairs and approached the lazy guy recliner. They stared, a bit confused at the sleeping girl with the long blonde locks of hair. They were debating whether to adopt her or eat her, which is always a dilemma for bears, when she suddenly woke up and screamed. Well, wouldn't you scream if you woke up and you saw 3 bears in front of you? I mean, I scream when I wake up and I've left the TV on. Anyway, now Junior, who moves as fast as an offensive lineman who specializes in holding penalties, made a move toward Goldi Wig and grabbed her by the hair. She ran out of the house and followed the path of the Bruins' hair. You see, it was shedding season, and they'd been shedding on the way to the arena. So Mary followed the trail of hair all the way to the hockey rink. Mary was outside the arena waiting at the taxi stand for the next cab when a hockey player from the losing team came out, and she picked him up instead. Mary found out that she could have more fun as a brunette than she ever had as a blonde, even though she did spend some time that night in the penalty box for an illegal slap shot. They married and bought a little Cape Cod-style house on the other side of town, where she started marketing her own brand of berry wine. But she never did go into the woods again. She did, however, put on a blonde wig from time to time for promotional tours for Goldilocks' berry wine and for role-playing games with her husband. Well, this is the librarian telling you to keep your story straight until next time.